Hello, Learn 11 class. Hello, online class. I'm here giving you College Culture and College Success Lecture Part 1, not 2, 1. And I'm going to try and keep this really brief, and then Part 2 will go more into college culture. So if you could pause the video, make sure you have the lecture notes up on your screen or near you, as well as the lecture itself, the PowerPoints. We're going to move through this together. I'm going to try and maneuver the screen share as best as I can. Hopefully I'll remember to constantly do the screen share so nothing freezes, but I really value your patience. Also, I have ordered a microphone so it's not so echoey and kind of distant, but these first few videos might just be a little bit, amateur. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to start by looking at the PowerPoint slides. And let me move this down just a little bit so I can see. Okay, here we go. All right. The first part, and if you look on your notes, the notes look like this. Okay. If you scroll down, we're going to be talking about objectives and course objectives. Go ahead and take notes as I'm speaking. These are intended for you to be able to follow along with any lecture. And I made these for the College Culture Week and also the Emotional Intelligence Week, but they are only there these 2 weeks to show you what kind of details you'll want to listen for when you're taking notes of the lecture, and how to structure your notes, that type of thing. And I do want to go over very briefly here before I start that these are good note-taking little bits and pieces to keep in mind as you take notes of lectures. One is the date, always dating your notes. The agenda, or I'll put that in the description of the video, what this lecture was about. And then any homework that's going on or that is due, just to kind of refresh your memory of what the ongoing projects, that you'll be responsible for. And then down below is a question bank, and I highly recommend that you keep a designated place on every single page of your notes where you can write down questions so that you make sure you get them answered. So you don't have to go through all of your notes to look for your questions. They're just always in the same place on all of your notes, okay? Knowing the agenda, knowing what the lecture was about, keeping track of your homework, this is all just good preparation. And when you're studying, it helps aid in memory of some of the main ideas that you went over in the lecture, so you don't have to watch them all over again. And sometimes you might want to, just to refresh your memory. Anyhow, let's go back to the lecture slides. Okay, so the objective of this, of any course, is the goal or aim, what you are going to be learning in the course, what skills you'll be picking up. This is good to know when you sit down in a course on the first day, knowing what skills to focus on. Maybe you know something about those skills already, or maybe they're completely brand new, but it'll give you a good indicator of what the course is about and how much energy and how new the information will be for you. The course objectives in our course will be posted. They're posted on the syllabus for you. They're also posted on the homepage of Canvas, but they will also be each week in the lecture. On the first or second slide will be the objectives for the week, for the whole week's lesson. So you'll always have access to those objectives, and it'll help you to focus on studying, so you'll know what the main ideas are for the week. And you can always go back and look at those objectives. They'll help you focus on what material is most important, because we do a lot of, I give a lot of examples from my own life, and I have you writing examples of your own life. But what do you really need to focus on for a test? That's where you'll find it in the objectives. Also, you can evaluate whether or not you are learning the skills that are set out in the objective, and we can have that conversation if you feel that you aren't. So the objectives are very important. They're the core of the course. Also, the objectives must be on the syllabus for all of your courses. So you want to make sure that that is posted for you somewhere where you can see in all of your classes. So an example of what the course objectives will look like in my lectures each week, here it is on the slide 3. You don't necessarily have to write them down, but it's great if you want to record them in your notes. You can pause the video for that. I'm going to keep going to slide 4. Slide 4 is, let me just double check. Let me make sure I am not skipping anything here on the notes. Nope. Okay, we're going to go into the uses of Canvas and the ways to communicate with me. Sorry I'm being so quiet. I'm inside the Student Success Center and don't want to be yelling. So for Canvas, you're going to be using Canvas to check your grades. Please check your grades often. It's like checking your bank account. The more you know about your own grades, the better I can help you, okay? The more you're on top of your grades, the better you're going to do, because you're going to know how much effort you need to put in, and whether or not you need to ask for help. You don't need to worry about attendance. That's for my face-to-face class, but you do want to participate by doing all your homework activities and also posting in the discussion forum. You're going to post a response, and then you're going to respond to a classmate. So you want to make sure you're doing both of those things as a way of participating in class. You can also access all of your assignments and the due dates through the calendar on Canvas, and each week will be posted the assignments or the homework assignments that you'll be working on. You'll also take your tests and quizzes on Canvas. You'll have a reading quiz every time you read something. So if I've assigned something to read, make sure you highlight and take notes of that reading, because the quizzes will follow. And those quizzes are 10 points. There's 10 questions. They're fairly simple. All you need to do is make sure that you've read the material and you've taken notes and you are clear on the main ideas. Next, you need to make sure you have an ID card to use any of the campus resources on campus if you plan to check out books or get tutoring. If you're just purely in an online setting, then the ID card is probably not going to matter. And I just wanted to make it clear that we do have a multidisciplinary Student Success Center at PCC as well as LAC. So you can get help at either campus, whatever is more accessible for you. The Canvas, I'm located at LAC, just to be clear. Okay, my office is in the LAC, Multidisciplinary Student Success Center. I keep slipping off my chair, I'm sorry. It's the end of the day, you know? All right. 2 apps to download onto your phone or your tablets. You don't have to download Canvas, but it's much easier to access the course materials if you are using your phone or tablet often. And it's free, so you'll go to the Canvas, you'll go to your app store and you'll look for Canvas. It's actually Canvas Instructure, okay? That's the app that you're looking for. And then you're gonna enter the code, lbcc.instructure.com, and it will bring up the Viking student ID system, and you'll just log in as if you're, registering for a class. And then once you log in, you'll see all the classes that you're using that use Canvas. If I'm the only class that uses Canvas, you'll just see mine. Next is the Remind app. Same thing, it's a free app. You'll go to the App Store and download the app Remind. The class code, you're going to text to the class code as if the class code were a person, okay? So in your syllabus, you'll see on the front page under contact information, you'll see Remind App course code. That's the code that you're going to text to. You just send a text. It can be a blank text to that. And then you will be put into our class and I can send announcements. I use this app all the time. And you will too, I promise, because it's really easy. So it's really important that you have access to this app either through the web or through the app. So if you're someone who doesn't or can't or doesn't want to download it onto your phone, please let me know. Send me an email at studyskillslbcc@gmail.com so that I can make sure that you get emailed those announcements and things that I send through the app. The app will allow you to text me, okay, and you can also text your classmates. This is wonderful for that. So if you want to create a study group or you just need to ask a question because you're behind or you're unclear, you can access your student, text each other through the app. Also, if you want to know, you forget the name of a classmate or you're wanting to know if you have the same majors or something like that, you can check the class bio for the other students in the class. What I'm trying to do is create a sense of community. We're on slide 8 now. I'm trying to create a sense of community because we can start to feel very virtual as if we're all alone in this class, and we're not. I'm real, and your classmates are real. I know you're real. So I'm trying to create an environment where we can still connect and know that we are a real class and that we're all accessible and learning together. All right, I'm going to stop the slides there and I'm going to move over and just make sure that you got all the notes that you needed on the lecture notes. Email etiquette. Okay, on page 3 at the bottom where it says communicating with your instructor, email etiquette. Many students don't know this as part of college cultures, how to communicate with your instructor. In your emails, make sure that you put your name and the class that you are part of, the section number or the class that you're in, okay? Because instructors teach several courses and many times your name is not included in the email address that the email is coming from. So make sure you do that. Some students even include their student ID number, and that's really helpful too. There are 4 ways to contact me, okay? You can contact me by email at studyskillslbcc@gmail.com. I'll say that one more time. studyskillslbcc@gmail.com. This is the email address that is set aside for my online students only so that your emails don't get lost inside the other emails that I have at my .edu address, okay? It's because we don't see each other face-to-face, so we don't get that extra contact. I want to make sure that your emails are answered. Sorry, I'm kind of going backwards on page 3 here. Students who get behind in coursework, there are 3 things you can do. 1, check Canvas. Canvas usually has everything that you need, and if it doesn't, send me an email. Contact a classmate through Remind or the discussion board. Get your question answered. And then as a third resort, ask me, okay? Because not because I don't want to answer your questions or I can't answer your questions, but I'm trying to create an opportunity for you to discover things on your own, because remember, college is all about that independence and teaching ourselves as much as we possibly can, and then getting our questions answered when we get stuck. On Canvas, you again will be using it to check your grades, to get your assignments, and also to take tests and quizzes, okay? And that's all for the instructor notes for this lecture. the second part of this lecture will go over college culture and kind of talk about what this place is all about, okay? Also, please watch the video on homework assignments because that will go into explaining throughout the semester how you will choose your homework activities and when they're due and how you'll complete them. All right, thank you. See you soon.